Warning, this podcast contains content not suitable for all audiences. May contain some mature language, adult themes, and complete insanity. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody, this is Death88 with the CrazyPokeCast. Today's probably going to be the most tame one we have. With me I have Pikmin Master.
Hey.
And Maslow.
Sup?
We're all very low on energy, but we're going to try to entertain you guys as best as possible. If you guys like us more tamed, we might try to do it in the future. Maybe we'll make an alternate one called the Tame Pokecast, but...
Well, basically I'm almost dead because I've been working every day 8 hours because of fucking internship.
Pikmin's all tame.
It's really, but it's really freaking exhausting.
Pikmin's always tame, and for me, it's just incredibly hot so...
Well, it's still incredibly hot here, too, so...
So anyways, our topic for today is Pokemon Retrospective. We're going to more or less talk about our histories of Pokemon, some, maybe some general facts about it, just some general...
Yes, we couldn't come up with anything better. I'm sorry.
So it's whatever I thought up on the second.
Yeah.
I just remembered some stuff, and yeah. So... Why don't we start with you, Maslow? How'd you get into Pokemon?
Well, basically, it was my first game ever. My first own game, I should say. I got a Game Boy with Pokemon Blue for my birthday. It's my 6th birthday. And, well, I've been playing Pokemon since. And loving every bit of it. And, well, that's basically... Actually, Pokemon is how I learned English.
Oh. Video games do teach us stuff, so...
Well, the thing is, in Holland they are all about, let's change the language to Holland. Kids just have to learn fucking English. And I'm actually liking that, because, well, we learn stuff from it.
Yeah, that's always one thing. How about you, Pikmin? How'd you start Pokemon?
Let's see, I don't even remember, but here's an interesting story. Well, I guess even though my first game system was the Super Nintendo, my first handle was a Game Boy Color, was purple with Pokemon Blue. Now you can imagine what would happen if two kids were in the same bedroom playing the same game with the same Game Boy.
Wow.
Yeah, you actually sometimes fight over who gets to play next. It's hilarious.
Oh, at least that's something you get to do together. For me, my Pokemon adventure didn't start till the freaking Sinnoh region.
Seriously?
My first... I didn't own a handheld till my DS Lite that's sitting in front of me. And one of the first few games I got with it was Pokemon Platinum. And that was my first Pokemon game ever. From there, I went and picked up Leaf Green and Ruby. And eventually I acquired my friend's Emerald version because he just didn't want it. And I acquired a free copy of, I think it was Diamond, somewhere along the lines. And I've just been playing Pokemon ever since.
Emeralds? I want to like my favorite freaking generation. 3 is my favorite generation.
Yeah, for me it is as well. I prefer Pokemon Ruby over Emerald, but that's just because I played it more.
Yeah, I guess same thing. It's like the same thing, but the only reason is because I don't have Pokemon Emerald.
Well, yeah, I prefer Sapphire just because that's the first Hoenn game I played. It's like, yeah, sure, Emerald is a remake and an improved version, but still, your heart is by the first one you played.
Yeah. For me, though, my favorite part about the Hoenn region is definitely spending, hours on end trying to get that female Ralts.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yep. Do you believe how hard it is to get a female Ralts?
It's a 1% chance.
Yeah, it's a 1% chance. Try to get a female Ralts with a specific ability you want. It took me, I don't remember how long it took me, but I actually got my female Ralts with Trace, and it wasn't that easy.
Okay.
I usually always get Trace.
Why Third Gen was my favorite. I was still little at that point, and I was reading one of the Nintendo magazines, and I saw Blaziken in it. I was like, that's the Pokemon I'm going to use, no matter what. I fucking saw stars of happiness when I saw Blaziken. He was awesome on first sight. I was in love with him. And then when I was like, I'm going to catch that guy looks fire. I'm going to catch every fire type in the entire game to get that guy. So I picked Torchic. And when I saw Torchic evolve in Combustion, I was like, no way. He's going to evolve in Blaziken, isn't he? And I was freaking just calming. So happy was I.
Okay, get this. Let's see here. What else? Let's remember. I didn't really know much about Pokemon like Root by Ruby until I got a strategy guide, and in it I didn't even knew Rayquaza existed.
Most people didn't know Rayquaza existed.
Yeah, they didn't know Rayquaza existed. I thought it was like an evolution of Groudon. Like, wait, they don't look the same. What the heck?
Yeah, I know a lot of people, but like back when the Hoenn games came out, or at least I've only heard stories about it. Like nobody knew Ralts was in the game till they saw Wally catch one. Then they spent like hours in that field trying to catch one.
Yeah.
Hello.
And then it's like you can actually get one slightly earlier on. But if you isn't, I think there's Kirlias slightly later in the game that are a lot easier to catch.
Nope.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've played.
Dude, you're looking the guy with a Gallade for the thing. So I'm pretty sure there isn't.
Okay, you would know. I have like a box per Gallade and Gardevoir, or species.
I never used in-game Gallade and Gardevoir. Sure, I used Gallade in PBR battles, but that's really it for that evolution line.
My first ever like run through of Ruby was Blaziken, Gardevoir, Linoon, Azumarill, something else, and something else.
Let's see. Okay.
My first team was the only two I remember my first team. It was Ludicolo, Blaziken, Flygon, and some other guys.
Okay, let's see if I remember. Okay, so mine was Blaziken, Gardevoir, Flygon. I think I had a Walrein. I don't remember the fifth, but I'm pretty. No. The fifth was a Salamence that my best friend traded to me at the time, and the sixth. Yeah, the sixth was a Metagross that I actually played on Coliseum that I traded over.
I can't remember my team to save my life.
Yeah. But then it got to reset my Ruby Sense, so I can't check again.
In third gen, the Blaziken, my first Blaziken and the Flygon I trained that in my first playthrough. Those were the first two level 100 Pokemon I trained to one level 100.
For me, I never manually ever trained a Pokemon to 100. Just I got too bored of it.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
well,
for me.
Well, the thing is, I had a lot of secret bases because of friends, and I had really easy time training because I could just spam those secret bases. And well, that eventually happened. And eventually, I was like, "Hey, there's actually a tournament near my home." It was right before 4th Gen should be coming out. So PBR, we just used PBR for it. We got a 4th Gen game. Everyone like switched over their 3rd Gen guys to 4th Gen. We actually played on PBR, used UK one because our was still not coming for a long time. And well, basically my Blaziken was fucking awesome and owned a Suicune.
Nice. Wait, I just remember. I think everybody remembers their first ever like quote unquote manually trained manually EV trained competitive team. Like it probably is like the worst team.
I used.
For me, I never actually did that, so I never actually bought.
I know. Well, for most people who did, like back when they started early on, I remember when I did. It was the worst team I ever created. Like the individual Pokemon were great. The team itself sucked.
Well, the thing was, I just picked what I liked from Pokemon I liked, and well, my two favorites from our 3rd Gen were Blaziken and Flygon, and they have been my favorites. Well, Blaziken, well, only Lucario became between them, and now with this gen, Excelcor, but they're still like my top 5.
Okay. So going back a bit to The only Pokemon I actually remember going to level 100 was the same Gardevoir I used in my main in like my original run. So, with way after I beat Ruby, even way after I started using cheats and action replay. Don't ask. But even then, I actually vowed to myself never to use cheats on my first one Gardevoir, and it actually did end up like letting her up to 100. I think she saw my white too now. I don't remember. But and since then, I'm still trying to use my white team to try level 100, but I can't. But I just got so bored after.
Racist.
Like,
It
most
is
of
so
70.
boring training up to level 100. I've done it
Yeah.
manual. I think I actually have manually trained to 100 before, but it's just basically you just grind the Elite Four non-stop.
Yeah, it's
And that's-
really boring.
The reason about Hoenn I like so much is the secret bases, and that if we can get those online, basically, we are just set for easy training when they
Yeah.
make the Pearl Jam remake. Because level 100 secret bases, they will be the AI is just dumb. We all know this. The AI is dumb. We can easily just experience up from those Pokemons, from those secret
Yeah,
bases.
that'd be really to level 100. Just to
Yeah,
get level 100 secret bases.
yeah, it's just like 90s this easy, and then you have to just take some time for the last 10 levels.
I never actually bothered with secret bases, mostly because I just never saw a point in it.
Yeah.
I ran through this-
I had my share of fun with my secret base back in Ruby.
Well, when I got Emerald, no, what was it? Yeah, Emerald, I basically started the secret bases bullshit just to remember my teams, and it kind of like, this was my team in this run, this was my team in this run, this was my team in this run. It's a nice little reminder and save file for your old teams.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. If I remember, I don't remember that that secret base I had in my Ruby was that one island on Route 110, that one island next to the that weird like sign that has like Team Magma for I don't know something. It was pretty cool. Like, no, you can't go to a secret base while first using Surf. It was pretty weird, but I actually had my share of fun with my secret base.
Okay.
I believe I still have my e-reader. Actually, I don't remember. I still have my e-reader.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's a thing. Like still an e-reader, and I didn't really got to. I think I remember getting a few of the special berries, the Enigma berries, so I can just get Enigma berries in Gen 4 if I wanted to. But there was one other thing I can get like certain battles, but I don't remember because it was a long time ago, and well, e-reader, no one cares about them.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people like had e-readers, some people didn't. I never got one mostly because I still don't even own a Game Boy Advance of any sort. I probably should acquire one.
Let's see here. Well, let's see here. Going back a generation, even now, like I'm still trying to. Well, you know, I used to try to complete my Pokedex of Pokemon Crystal. However, because my brother's Pokemon Silver no longer works, I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna get Celebi, how they can get Giraffrig. Well, I can't get Giraffrig now because because my Silver doesn't work, and Giraffrig late game Johto, but and I don't want to like play Silver literally straight all the way to Lake of Rage, but yeah, I actually did try the Celebi trick, to get the Celebi glitch, because okay, here's the story of how I got the Celebi glitch. Even though I knew about the Celebi glitch, I couldn't get to it because I don't have my SD4. So I had to one day I actually had a chance to go to New York because one of my cousins still has my Nintendo SD4. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go there. Well, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna try to do Celebi trick, even if it like takes way too much time. And it paid off. I got Celebi, even though it's level 100.
Seriously?
Yeah, I got Celebi
Nice.
my crystal. So
Nice. I never got Celebi just because fucking events aren't here.
yeah,
It's like once a year they go to some theme park on the other side of the country, and it's like Fucking A, Nintendo. Why don't you just go in the middle of the fucking country like you do with the freaking gaming expo?
Yeah.
Where I'm going this year. Yay.
And I guess to this day,
Company.
even though Bird first stopped playing Pokemon, his favorite Pokemon game is still Pokemon Silver. Because like that's the game he enjoys the most. And I don't blame him because like my favorite Pokemon game so far is Heart Gold. Even though I enjoy Gen 3 in general, mostly because it has pretty cool variety of Pokemon and the areas are getting a variety. I still favor Heart Gold mostly due to its length.
Well, the thing is about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Silver, Gold, Crystal, all those games. Didn't enjoy them as much as the other ones just because of the freaking grinding bullshit you have to do in those games. Because the levels are way too low of the wild Pokemons.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you get to Kanto, you suddenly
like-
realize that
it's like-
there's no. Once you get Mount Silver, you're done. You can't.
Really, everything is freaking low until you get past the fucking Team Rocket into Goldenrod. Then it goes up instantly, and it's like, Blair, what the fuck for level are you?
I kind of
battle like this to level 24 shit, and now we need to battle level 50.
I kind
40
of
shit.
wish it was more randomized, the levels of Pokemon, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the first kind of area a little bit being lower level to start when you start your adventure. But then all of a sudden just make it random. Like I could run into a level 100
Yeah.
Pokemon, I could
Okay,
run into a level 1.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to a different game for a moment, but I get the idea. Final Fantasy 2, because at some point in Final Fantasy 2, the enemies on the easier areas suddenly became much harder. So yeah, I guess like having like maybe when you start out, you can see the level 2 Pokemon, and then all of a sudden make it all Pokemon higher level than usual. And,
Well, what I think should be happening is like the first evolution should be low leveled, like a little bit underneath. Well, not a little bit, like underneath the trainers. Then you have the mid evolution that's like a little bit
30s-ish?
under the trainers, and then you have the final evolution that should also just be walking around. Because come on, why only a couple of the evolutions and not the entire line? That should just be higher than the trainers there are on the routes.
Yeah, and that's especially true. But I'm gonna say something, but then I'm going to take back what I'm gonna say. But here it is: Pokemon that evolve by trading, because
It's
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, because well, not that, because especially in caves, we see a buttload of Geodude and a buttload of Graveler. You would be welcoming a buttload of Golem too. I mean, like especially if you only have one, the system have no way of trading. But I'll take that back because that's the whole point of Pokemon, is to trade.
Well, yeah, I think, but they're kind of going too far with it. It's not like they say, like catch them all, but you can't catch them all. That's the kind of the bullshit about it.
That's why they stopped using the catchphrase
to
in
catch
Gen 4.
all the 700 you're going to get, and well, you can't catch them all. You need to trade.
Yeah,
Well, why am I supposed to catch them all then? I can't even.
yeah, and this is why Pokemon dropped that catchphrase since 4th Gen.
Well, it's still catchy and still used, so they should do something about it.
Gotta catch most of them. There you go. There you go.
Gotta catch most of them. Gotta catch most of them.
all.
That was easy.
Especially true for the third games out of these, like Crystal, Platinum, Emerald, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Gotta catch most of them all. That's the new slogan of Pokemon.
Okay, curious. What do you guys think of the Safari Zone? The different Safari Zones.
I never enjoyed Safari Zone.
Same.
Yeah, not as much. So, especially
seems
Gen
something
3s. I don't know why. Because even with the Holland ones, even though they have a lot of interesting Pokemon, they have stuff like Rhyhorn, they have Pikachu, even though they don't really care. They have the Sandshrew line. So...
It's like
to me just...
the freaking Safari Zone has a lot of good Pokemon that you just want to catch, and a lot of rare Pokemon that are just impossible to get.
Oh yeah, like freaking
It's like,
Larvitar.
why can't I just weaken the fuckers or put them to sleep. Sure,
Yeah,
I
instead
don't
of Gen
mind
1
if I can
freaking
put them to
Tauros and
sleep or
Pinsir.
something and they want to run away because they can't when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
But if I seriously have to sit there and just pray with my fingers crossed with throwing normal Pokeballs,
Especially when
fuck
the off
that
chance that the
shit.
Pokemon is gonna flee anyway.
Yeah,
And especially too
well,
with
big
Gen
chance.
1, because Gen 1 is brutal. Essentially, they're like, there's Tauros and there's like Scyther and Pinsir. And they take freaking forever. And I'm not gonna go into Chansey because you can catch Chansey somewhere else. But with freaking
Oh yeah,
with freaking
that's in
Tauros is
the
insane.
game. It's also really
The one thing about Safari Zone that bugs me the most, though, is the fact that it's like, why can't we just catch these Pokemon out in the wild? Why, like, if Safari Zone was this fun little mini game to catch them a different way, that's fine. But I want to be able to catch them my way. You know, I'd rather.
that's what I meant basically.
Yeah, I
Because
want to.
that's the reason it's bullshit because you don't get another choice than to just sit there and
Unless you can
just-
convince a friend to go do it for you and then like get them to breed and give you one of them.
Yeah, but that wasn't available before the second generation, which which I really love the second generation for.
Oh yeah, second generation is awesome.
I fourth.
The fourth generation is really good for its battle mechanics,
Yeah.
which is we're happy that
Okay,
I've noticed that each
Second
generation.
gen is really good for just first gen is good because it brought Pokemon. Second gen is really good because it brought breeding. Then we have third gen that really just brought really nice, cool Pokemon, if you ask me. And then we have fourth generation, which brought the amazing battle system. We have it's updated, but we still
And then
have
we have
mostly
fifth gen,
gay.
which is
And
basically
fifth gen,
improving on EV training. And then
Yeah.
and nobody knows what sixth gen's bringing to the table fully yet.
Well, except for the never
it's
mind.
like Mega Pokemon.
Yo, well,
We know it's bringing some of the
yeah,
stuff,
just
but
some of the stuff, but with major game
for all
mechanics.
we know, EV training's going to take a whole new turn. I kind of hope it does
There are
to make it
mini
easier.
games. There are mini games for super training, and we still have to see what super training
you
is.
still have to see.
Actually.
I want to be honest. There's all types of people. There's people who like Pokemon contests and only do. I know people who go and only do them.
Oh, speaking of
It's
Pokemon
like
contests,
why is that not an online
How
contest?
can
Okay,
you do?
get
Yeah.
this.
I do admit
Oh, sorry. Like,
But the thing is about Pokemon, it's an RPG and not just a go out and collect and do whatever you want kind of game, which is pretty sad because I would love just like an open world Pokemon.
I've said this before in our chats, but I'll say it for the cast. We need a Pokemon game where you have access to every region. You can say if they want to add a new region, fine. You know, just add it. Where you can pick your region to start at. So if you want to start at Kanto, start Kanto.
I see where you're going with this. Continue.
Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova.
Oh, it would be even
whatever.
better if you could. It would be even better if you could somehow like choose your hometown into specific areas. Well, let's say I don't want to start in Paltown. Paltown's boring. Let me start in Saffron City.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
And maybe like we start in Saffron City. Maybe you can maybe choose one.
And you don't even
Pokemon
have to
from
stay
there,
in the region.
and then you go back to Paltown and get your starter.
Look, this is the perfect idea for a freaking Pokemon MMO.
Yeah, you don't even have to stay in the
Just
same
saying.
region and complete it. You know, if you get bored of one region.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
And it's like-
I'm only halfway done Johto, but I'm gonna go over to Hoenn. I want some Pokemon.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you need to take a freaking bus or train or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta
They
get-
put in as fast travel. But
No, there wouldn't even be.
also,
You have to manually.
freaking Fly should just let you go anywhere you want, even if you weren't there. Because why wouldn't you be capable of flying somewhere where you haven't
Great
been?
things. I kind of agree with how Pokemon does it. You have to have visited the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, and in the actual game itself, I like it. But in an open world Pokemon, I would say
And I guess like if like for gym leader mechanics, maybe you can use whatever the highest level Pokemon you have. That's that's the general levels. You can just do that.
Or maybe maybe depending on how
far you are.
Well, chances are most of the gym leaders you'll face will just have all level 100s at some point.
Yeah, maybe let's say you start in Johto,
really
right?
better
And then your gym leaders in
they
Johto will
should
have
make-
whatever level Pokemon they have.
Or they could have it where it's like, please bring Pokemon this, and this level, and you have to go acquire those types of levels.
Oh, that would be
But
really
I
cool
think
if like they could bring
actually
gym
they should
leaders
just make
with a
gym
only
leaders
traveling
like
with
between
specific
level
sections, like
90 and 100, and then the Elite Four just all have fully EV trained level 100.
yeah, maybe like hey, this gym leader
Actually,
only got a certain
if-
type, or this gym only got with this number Pokemon.
The other thing is, for gym leaders and stuff like that, why not player ran gym leaders?
Well, that's
With
because
the
in the
demo,
beginning that you're not capable.
basically it starts with NPC ones, but eventually it becomes player ones.
Yeah,
player's
that's
not
what I mean.
online. You register to fight the gym, and you set up a time for both of you to be there, and you go and basically the players run it. If you
Well, there
become
are
a
really
member, you
there
become
are already forms doing that like that, but that's just forms, and well, yeah, it's close. It's close.
But that's basically the best way to do it is to, like, in theory, if we wanted to, we have 7 people here. We're close to being able to have enough gyms, and then
I'm
we
a
Well,
bug
why
type.
do you have 7 gyms?
Fucking bug type.
Why don't just have 7
I'm
gyms?
bug type. So
so
bug
then we
type.
still need an elite four and a champion. But we in theory we could probably get a hold of 6 more people that play Pokemon well,
Wait.
and if we wanted to, start some sort of like gym challenge thing.
We could.
I've been in one of those
I
actually.
just
I've
remembered
actually been in one of those once.
We'll consider doing it once 6th gen comes out, though.
I actually tried one of those. Actually, and there's insane gamers that tried one of those. I actually still have the team
What?
that I would have used for my quote-unquote gym. So I actually still have that on my PBR team. So yeah, actually pretty fun. Just considering it's mostly water type and Leafeon. It was awesome.
Well, basically what would happen is let's go off on a tangent on this idea for a bit. So basically, assuming we did do this idea, somebody like me, I'd probably pick like the Thunder type gym, where I'd have Pokemon that all have Thunder type attribute, or maybe I'd be an Elite Four member or a champion. To be the Elite Four, the champion, though, you have to have beaten the previous one, and for the Elite Four, you kind of have to prove you're strong enough.
I probably would choose wins.
You mean flying?
No, wins.
Wind?
Okay,
Yes.
well, okay, I guess,
Wind's
okay, I
not-
guess,
Like,
any.
because then you can pick different type of Pokemons. I don't like to use the same type only. Sure,
Or
for my
maybe- yeah,
mono
maybe-
build,
yeah,
it's
maybe-
fun
I guess
because
different
it's
attributes
trolling.
to do.
Because I can troll people with it. But if I really want to be a gym, I want to be capable of using different type of Pokemon.
Well, why don't you try to aim to be the
So-
champion then?
Well, then again, not all champions use like Pokemon of any type. We also have gym leader. We have a gym leader with multiple
Gyms
types.
should also be capable of using different type because if not, there isn't a really challenge in it.
Well-
Sure, in the anime, it's challenging because because the fucking guys are retards, but in the actual, well, with the human race, we can actually think correctly.
Yeah,
So
point it out.
it's
Maybe
not
it
really
would
a challenge
be, gym we call mine maybe the Reaper's gym or something like that. I'd probably try to think of Pokemon that should have fit me
Yeah,
and I
maybe
like.
certain ghost dark type
Yeah.
Pokemon, and it'll be done.
I'd probably have some Gardevoirs, a Gardevoir and Gallade in there somewhere along the lines, and we'd come up with stuff.
you probably will.
Basically, but this is
That's why I like the. Like
we might come up with this. It'll be basically we would all have teams of 6 with level 100 Pokemon, and this will probably this, like I said, this won't happen until 6th gen, and probably not for probably not even until into the next.
Okay, one thing you can always challenge me just because I like battling,
Yeah, so this.
but it won't be like something like a gym challenge. Just
Yeah,
be friendly.
if you want to send mass
Okay,
gym
so
challenges, email us at crazypokecast@gmail.com or send us a YouTube message with your and just
personal account.
give him a time that you're free to, or work it out with him.
And I will rip you apart with my buck types.
Oh, no, trust
Yeah,
me,
get with
Basil's
Pikmin
bug
and,
team is
you know.
insane.
All right.
You have been warned by Pikmin.
Now, there's some other things I'd like to
You know
talk.
where he also Ninkino.
Go on.
Now, the thing with going back to sort of the player-created gyms, like you said, we're humans, we're able to think, so chances are I'm not going to have like one solid type.
Yeah.
In fact,
One solid team.
Oh yeah, everyone.
it would be just a solid team that I built and created, maybe based on a theme, possibly not. Pikmin, he might make one based around like Pikmin.
Because why not?
That would actually be incredibly interesting.
Yeah, my main Pokemon would be Nuzleaf.
Oh god,
The only
you guys
Pokemon is
have no
Nuzleaf.
clue what. My friend Frankie, he actually made a fucking Pichu team, and he actually bones with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Basically, if we did do something like that, we'd probably just think up a theme for our team, but it would still be balanced in a way. And it would also not just be double. It would not be single battle. It might be double battles. It might be
Well,
triple.
that's all
battles.
for the gym leader.
Yep. So you might get a
And
rotation
it
battle
is-
with somebody.
Also, what I think is we should not just use one theme. It's sure we should use Pokemon restricting to
But
an
basi-
element kind of thingy.
Where
But we should just only
if-
use the same 6 Pokemon. We
Well,
should be capable
all
of
we
switching
would do
around.
is we'd have to make it. We'd make it interesting. If you guys like that idea, leave a comment. Saying you like that idea, and we'll talk about
Crazy
it.
gym battles.
We'll work out the details for 6th gen. Like I said, it probably won't happen until New Year, but
Well, basically 6th gen is in 2 months, so that's
yeah, but we also have
that's basically the time we should
Bring up-
need for actually
out all the
making-
details. Chances are it won't happen until about February.
Okay.
The chances are that
Okay, so enough about that.
are going to have 2 gyms.
So I would say enough about that. What
Yeah.
would say that your favorite and least favorite generations are?
My least favorite generation is Generation 1. I know I've played it. I've played Generation 1, Generation 2. I've played all of them. Generation 1, I just can't get used to the fact that there's no running shoes, and it feels so
Generation is the same.
I'd rather play Leaf Green than red or blue.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. My least favorite generation is Gen 4. For the main reason because I find Diamond and Pearl boring.
I love Platinum.
Like,
Platinum was my first game though, so my favorite generation's probably 3. I get the most playtime out of it.
Same here.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
a favorite
fun.
Gen 3. Even though my favorite game is Heart Gold, which I want because it's Generation 4. I just don't like the Generation 4 because I started Generation 4 with Pearl and Pearl. And I found it as boring as heck. It's
Oh yeah, Diamond and Pearl suck. Platinum's good.
I actually doing an LP for a friend. I'm almost done with it actually. That's we're trying to do Platinum without knowing much of the game itself. But yeah, I find it more interesting than the Diamond and Pearl. But it just I can't get. I just it's so what I find Sinnoh Sinnoh itself boring. But
Sinnoh itself isn't boring. At least not in Diamond and Pearl. They made it very bland. But if you actually play through it in Platinum, it actually feels way
yeah,
nicer.
I did. I still find it boring.
And there's a lot.
I'm almost done with it. I'm at the
Gets
Elite
even
4,
later better.
but I still find it boring.
Comparatively,
Comparatively, it's better,
no.
but compared to Hoenn, heck no.
Oh no, I completely
Yeah.
agree. Hoenn is probably one of
The only bad thing about Hoenn is the rifle.
Oh yeah, the
That's
rivals.
the only bad thing about Hoenn. And that's
I want-
seriously, if they are going to remake it, they better improve that shit. Or
I don't
else-
know. Nobody knows
else
if they're
will-
going to remake it or not because they went 5th gen without a remake.
Yeah, the one picture one make. I think the only
speculating it's done
reason why
because-
they remake Gen 3 is because they didn't need to. Mostly because
There's a way to get 3rd gen Pokemon to 4th gen, 4th gen Pokemon to 5th gen, 5th gen Pokemon probably to 6th gen, and as long as they keep doing it where you can transfer and transfer and transfer, you're good to
you
go.
don't need more
Well, I
Gen 3.
think they will.
It's 3,
I
yes,
think
so
they will
be able to
do-
So I guess
transfer.
considering
Because
Gen
of
3 might make it one game stuff too,
That's-
since let's just make it just one game. Because they don't really need to remake Gen 3, or at least don't remake Hoenn. My bad, because Gen 3 has Leaf Green, but they don't need to remake Hoenn's. But
The thing is, most people can acquire a Game Boy Advanced or stuff like this, and and there's ways to acquire them.
yeah, there's lots of
All
ways. You can just get a Game Boy Advance, you can get the original DS. You can
There's no
get DS Lite
remakes.
even.
The only reason they remade Heart Gold and Soul Silver was to make it so a Johto game is accessible to be traded around with inside the current circle.
Yeah, exactly. It's Fire Leaf Green, same thing.
Still, I hope for a Gen 3 remake because
It's not going to happen.
Gen
Well,
though.
it's not
It's-
likely
it-
to happen.
Moment is just
However, there's
kind
so
of
many people who want a a Hoenn remake. It's crazy, but I'm one
Well,
of those people
so
saying,
am I.
okay, sure.
There's one thing that's speculated, which is they're going to remake all the Pokemon games into 3D, and like 6 gens apparently the last gen. But
That's stupid.
That's
I'm sorry, but that's not a good
dumb.
marketing
it's a
idea.
stupid. I'm just telling you
That-
one of the
Yeah, it's just
speculations.
speculation, but at the end, it's a stupid idea. Like, why stop at a very successful franchise?
Yes.
I mean, granted, Capcom's
makes
doing it
no-
with Mega Man, but
Yeah.
come on, it's Pokemon.
I don't know. Pokemon to me seems like it's kind of hitting its like end as a handheld game. It really does need to become sort of like a MMO in the sense. It's one of those games that I feel would best be an MMO.
Yeah, especially considering games that have already became MMOs, but for some reason that have no reason to.
Well, from our viewpoint of competitive play, yes, it should become an MMO, but there are a lot of people who actually just, those people in high school and college that are just like, I actually secretly like Pokemon, but because it's really childish, I'm going to say no. Those people just still buy it and still like to play it.
Well,
But if they are going to openly need to play the game, there are no way they're going to get that game.
then why not do sort of a combination of the two? Make it where it's like a Wii U MMO.
That's what I was thinking about.
Make it a Wii U MMO where you can sort of you can transfer your Pokemon between like your 3DS and your
That's something I would
personally,
really love.
personally, I'm still waiting
really
for that
like.
Pokemon
But
Stadium.
the thing is, I think the chances that they are going to remake Gen 3 are bigger.
Whatever.
well, at least I believe they said there is a Pokemon storage thing on the Wii U, so I'll probably end up buying that because I'll probably need it.
I definitely do because freaking Pokemon
Okay,
Ranch
let's
is
put it this
freaking
way: I have
boring
about
and
4 games worth of full boxes.
yeah. Because thing with
What?
Pokemon Ranch is that
You all download them. Download
yeah,
them.
I definitely would want a 5th/6th gen Pokemon box.
Well, we don't not 5th/6th gen. It's going to be pure
so
6th gen.
whatever. But I don't know because with the Pokemon Ranch thing of Gen 4, it's pretty meh. I mean, granted, it definitely helps me with like storing Pokemon for Pokédex completion. But since most of them are now on my white file, I'm gonna need to dump them somewhere. And if I'm gonna do it again with 6th gen, I'm gonna have to somewhere to dump all unneeded Pokemon.
That's the thing is I kind of wish there was just an infinite amount of boxes. But I know that's very, very
They are not going to
tall.
do that.
It's a tall order.
If they
But
aren't
then
going
again,
to make multiple save files, they aren't going to improve that feature as well.
Yeah, but
Just
then
like
again,
one of those
it's
things,
said like a
buy more games because you need more.
Quit cutting off
Ah.
Pikmin.
well, since how is it?
No.
If Pokemon X and Y, if I remember, has 1.7 gigabytes, and the 3DS game card can hold up to 8. So I'm pretty sure with it is possible to both have a Pokemon game in 3D and in a 3D where you can go to all the regions, and or B have a massive amount of boxes.
I'm betting it's like you just have a ton of box space.
Like you mean the GameCube game that came after Colosseum, like Pokemon Box, was it?
Yeah.
It was basically only boxes. That was the game. It was
Yeah, but
boxes.
then Pokemon Ranch is not
Yeah,
much better.
I'm good with that
Then-
because storage for a lot of trainers is like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, especially
I need
if
to
you want to complete the Pokedex.
like I can you have enough room to complete the Pokédex, but then you don't have enough room to train.
Yeah. Especially you want to store actual Pokemon you actually like to use on a team.
That's why I don't bother completing the Pokédex anymore. It's like fucking I need the boxes.
Yeah, for actually competitive gameplay.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
maybe why I actually
Like,
have different files. I mean, different games. One,
Yeah, I've actually thought about I should just buy both versions if I need the box space.
Yeah, one for box space.
Well,
One for
I
actual
normally
battle.
buy the first, just one of the first games, and then the third one. But
Well, they don't always do a third one anymore.
Yeah,
well, that's what we saw when it lost.
Yeah, last generation
Yeah.
they didn't do. They just did 2 brand new games. Period. End of story.
Wow, I just realized we are calling Gen 5 already lost Gen.
Yeah.
It's still current gen.
No, it's not.
Well, not until October.
October, it's last previous gen, but now it's
Oh,
still
yeah.
current.
Yeah, but most people we refer to it as last gen already. Once the new game's announced, it's considered last gen by a lot. It's not actually, but
It goes fast.
Yeah,
My
Gen 5 went way
childhood.
too quickly.
I feel old.
fifth gen
I feel
sucked
so
in my
old.
opinion. Like it wasn't a great generation.
Yeah.
No, it's really just really.
It felt like time filler.
They tried to make Gen 1 again, and they can't. They can't create
Like
that.
they're going with sixth gen so far,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, to
I
be
kind of
honest,
get the feeling.
even though Gen 5 wasn't
Sixth
that great
Gen
of a
makes me
generation,
do second gen.
I actually enjoyed the games. Actually, I enjoyed Black, White, and White 2. But the games actually for once had a pretty good characters, pretty good story. So I actually did enjoy the games, even though the generation
I
itself
was happy
wasn't,
with the story.
was
Was really happy with the story and really happy with the characters, but for some reason I just couldn't get myself to finish it.
I have yet to beat White 2.
Well, I
I've been
basically
trying to
finished
play
it.
it for the past since I bought it.
Yeah, I basically went to the 8th gym and then I was like, "Fuck this," and brought an
I know.
entire competitive team over and just completely wrecked through it.
I've thought about just transferring over my Arceus and just being like, done.
because why not? If you can do that, you can do that.
Yeah,
I have. I actually got a full EV trained, fully EV trained, well thought out competitive Arceus. Long ago. That I've just. It's like if I don't give a shit, I just transfer it.
Yeah.
you could do that.
But I just the only reason I wouldn't transfer is because then I'd have to transfer it back if I ever decide I want to actually play the story properly. Probably wouldn't end up happening, but
Why would you want to play the story properly?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
question.
to me, it's like I have to play the game properly. It's like just usually my goal to play the game properly and use whatever hacks to play it competitive, or not competitively, to play online.
All I know is with 6th gen, I feel like I want to go and explore that world. I want to learn about it and all that. Compare it where with 5th gen, it was kind of it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If 5th gen was just here, have a new installation of the Pokemon game, and 6th gen is like, here we have a lot of new stuff. Go and have fun.
Fucking 6th gen bench sitting mechanics.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy that mechanic a lot.
I feel like somebody out there is just going to make quite a few. There's just going to be videos around that.
Yeah.
And if there's not, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Seriously, there's going to be a walkthrough that shows every spot of bench shitting. I can tell already. And if not, I'm going to.
Yeah, but I guess the advantages for actually having to know it blindly is because since they're coming out at the same time for once, since we don't have to see early Japanese playthroughs of insert whatever game here. So I guess if you don't want to spoil yourself, then don't.